Thinks Katie DeVries is going to be champion here tonight. How about Kane Malberg, the 24M? We will find out when the checkered flag flies at the end of their feature later on tonight. As Track Packer pulls it off on the backstretch, we go green and heat racing with heat race number 1 here tonight. One and only heat race for the compacts. We are underway via chief starter Matt Stubbe. And just like that, Katie DeVries trying to get to the front as quick as she can. 4 wide off turn number 2. Here comes the 8K into second. Levi Volkert, your race leader in the 712 car. Volkert, your race leader. Katie DeVries, Colton Ransom. As Corey Devaney and Jay DeVries side by side for that 4th and 5th place spot. DeVries looking at the back bumper of the 712 of Levi Volkert. Now for the race lead in turns 3 and 4. DeVries on the bottom, Volkert up top. White flag will be out this time by DeVries once again looks to the inside of Volkert through 1 and 2 side by side for 3rd and 4th. Jay DeVries running in that 5th place spot as DeVries has gotten around Volkert in the 8K machine into turn number 3. DeVries downstairs. Volkert slides way high. Picking up the heat race win will be Katie DeVries. Inside row 3, the 8J of Jay DeVries to the outside, the 52L of Mark Lindgren to the inside of your 4th and final row, Kane Malberg, the 24M to the outside, the 55G of Cody Gordon. As they come down the front stretch here, ladies and gentlemen, your final parade and wave lap here tonight for your IMCA Sport Compact Division. Jim Sewer Service, our sponsor here tonight. Once again, a big thank you to Mark Hansen's Rex Chevrolet, Wiffles Hybrid, Peterson Jewelry, Larry Suter, Ross Tire and Auto, Melanders, Bargloff and Company, Buena Vista Pheasants Forever, Joyce's Greenery, Power Solutions, Merrill MFG, Energy Transport, Larson Oil Shipping, Storm Lake Honda, VP Racing Fuels, and Joey from Black Widow Racing, supplying all of our racers with parts here throughout the season and being a part of the Buena Vista Raceway this season. Once again, Katie DeVries and Kane Malberg tied for the points. Katie DeVries looking to the inside of Colton Ransom for the race lead here on lap number 1. Colton Ransom, your race leader. Katie DeVries, Corey Manning, Levi Volkert, and Jay DeVries. Kane Malberg, 24M to the inside of Cody Gordon. As we work through turns 3 and 4. Gordon, DeVries, Namani, Volkert, and DeVries, your top 5. Kane Malberg has to make up some positions if he plans to get anywhere close to the 8K for that track championship here tonight. Two laps to go, this time by as Katie DeVries looks to the inside of Colton Ransom. Here comes Corey Namani through the middle. Little Robbins racing off turn 4. Corey Namani, your race leader in the 33N car. Colton Ransom shuffled back to that 3rd place spot. Namani, your race leader. Katie DeVries in that 2nd place spot. As a white flag will come out this time by one more time around the Buena Vista Raceway this season for your IMCA Sport Compacts. Corey Namani through turns 3 and 4. Double checkers in the air for the 33N. Corey Namani goes to victory lane. Katie DeVries in 2nd. Colton Ransom, Jay DeVries. Too close to call at the line for 4th and 5th. Climbing out of the car here in victory lane on championship night, Corey Namani. 2nd victory this season. We'll let him get the jacket off there. It can be warm inside these cars. I speak from experience. Talk us through that move there off turn 3 and 4. Colton slid high. You saw a gap through the middle to the outside of DeVries and just took it.
Yeah, I had the preferred line, I think. I seen Colton go up there and DeVries low, so just shot the gap and it stuck.
Indeed, you've had a
MRW Trucking out of Arcadia, J&A Devitt Trucking, Knoll Excavation out of Shaler, my buddy Jason, my wife, my kids, everybody else that helps.
Tree lane here tonight in the 33N. Our first matchup here, Dylan Fitzpatrick and Nick Schilling. Our first two underway here. Fitzpatrick the 82, Schilling the 717. Green and white checkered here. As Schilling ahead of Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick will hit the high side, try to gain some momentum, but checkered flag will fly for Nick Schilling and he'll move on. John Briggs and Dylan Magnuson will go green now. Magnuson, your feature winner earlier here tonight. Briggs will pull side by side. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Briggs working the top side. Magnuson working the bottom side. And they'll get the white flag. John Briggs will take the checkered. He will move on. And Chris Abelson, your modified champion in the 1X. Still some time to get some concession items if there's any left, and some beer as well, and t-shirts. As Nick Schilling, Brandon Nielsen side by side through turns 1 and 2. Nielsen up top, Schilling downstairs. As they come off of 3 and 4, white flag for Nielsen. Checkered flag for Nielsen, and he will move on. As we come to green, Weir and Swain. Weir will look at the white flag this time by. Weir is sideways, comes to a stop. Swain, the same. They'll both turn around and keep it going. Mike Swain back on the gas a lot quicker than Weir. Talk about a crazy turn of events. Mike Swain now bobbles in 3 and 4. Here comes Zach Weir to the inside. Drag race to the line. Zach Weir will move on. What is happening here in our King of the Hill? You know, it's racing. Anything can happen, right? James will lurk the inside of the track. Briggs up top. And Johnson put a slider on Briggs. Briggs tries to work the inside of Johnson now as the white flag will fly. Johnson still your leader. Briggs falls back just a little bit. Briggs bobbles in 3 and 4. Johnson will move on. Brandon Nielsen and Zach Weir will be our next pair. Winner of this one goes on to face James Johnson. As Brotherton around Davis. And will lead them. Carter Davis slideways and goes for a half a spin cycle. As Brotherton took the white. And Craig Brotherton will move on. So Brotherton will face Johnson here in the semifinal. Zach Weir, Brandon Nielsen, our first pair in our semifinal. Winner of this will go to the final. As we slow pace through 3 and 4. Weir to the bottom, Nielsen to the top. Both drivers staying in step with each other down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Nielsen up high, Weir down low. White flag this time by Brandon Nielsen. Slide advantage at the line. And it turns 3 and 4. Nielsen will move on to our final round. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we still have $10 t-shirts, $10 six-packs. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming on out here all season long. As we put this season into the books, following this round, Brotherton tries to slide in front of Johnson. Johnson says, not so fast, as he hits the high side. Brotherton down to the bottom. Johnson up top. Johnson will take the white. Brotherton side by side with Johnson into turns 3 and 4. Brotherton has a slight lead. Tries to slide it up in front of Johnson. Johnson on the top side to the line. Johnson moves on to our final round. This was my first year at this track. So thank you for welcoming me in and making me feel like family here. My first night ever at this track was opening night this year, so thank you very much on a personal note. We are in our final. Brandon Nielsen, James Johnson. Hey, Robbins racing through turns 1 and 2. Johnson with a slide advantage. Nielsen on the top side. They're still wheel to wheel. Keeping in step, Nielsen. A little bit on the gas now in a turn. Number 3 hitting the high side. We're going to try to put them side by side over forward to the white flag. Nielsen up top. He's got the advantage. Here comes Johnson with a slide job in 1 and 2. Nielsen pushes. Here comes Johnson underneath. Nielsen back on the gas now to the outside. Side by side now in a turn 3 and 4. Who's going to put it to victory lane and be king of the hill? Johnson slides up the track. Here comes Nielsen on the top side. They're not giving each other room. Brandon Nielsen, your victor. Brandon Nielsen, your king of the hill here in 2021. James Johnson, your runner-up. So as you make your ways to the exits here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're down pit side. Thank you for joining us this season at the Buena Vista Raceway as Brandon Nielsen climbs out and is your king of the hill winner here tonight. $200 richer. Cash in hand from Trent Chin, our fearless leader here. Well, Brandon, you definitely made that last one exciting there with James. Now you're $200 richer.
Yeah, we got a little gas money for the way home, I guess.
Absolutely, that's a good way to look at it. You've had an up and down season, but you're going out here on a high note, king of the hill. Who do you got to thank?
Got to thank my sponsors, thank my dad. You know, we put a lot of work into this thing in the last week, and I think we might have found something tonight, I hope.
Hopefully, and I know you're ending out your season at a few different other tracks, so good luck to you, sir. Brandon Nielsen, the T8 car, your victor here tonight in the King of the Hill.